My name is Dr. Mitre. I love Israel. That's what I want to just tell you, that when I went to Israel for 2 weeks, it was not long enough. I want to go back and see a lot more of your beautiful country. So it is my pleasure and honor to speak with you today about the Juice Plus products that I have been eating for 27 years now. And I have watched the formulations change and get better over the years. And that is because this company, like no other, is so committed to nutrition. And when you understand the science behind making these capsules and these powders, always looking at what is the latest information in science, what is the latest information in also preservation of the nutrients from the food into capsules, into the powders. And that's a very important first thing to understand. The other thing to understand is that they have relationships with their farmers. So they know the quality of the produce that they are getting to put into the products. They're very committed to working with farmers that don't use a lot of chemicals and are sustainable and don't use a lot of fertilizer. I know that it's also important for our planet that the farmers grow things properly. In fact, what I'd like to do is share with you a video that will really do a great job showing you exactly the visual of how the product is made.
The fact that we actually grow a lot of these products very close to the factory, we can preserve the freshness. They can be harvested and processed within just a couple hours of when they come out of the field. These processes that we do are done just within a few hours of when the product's harvested.
From the farm through our plant, the fresh product actually only takes about 6 hours. When the product arrives at our farm processing plant, the product is tumbled, washed, and cleaned. The clean product is then laid out over the processing belt and slowly move through sub-zero air. When we're doing that, we're able to freeze the product and preserve all the freshness of the product just as if it was from the field.
The sooner you can lower the temperature and control the temperature, the more you can lock in the nutrients.
When Juice Plus is looking for nutritional quality, color is very important.
Most people associate a dark red cranberry as a sign of the ripeness of that fruit.
Freshness is very important. There's a very short amount of time from when they're harvested to when they're frozen, locking in the freshness and nutrients.
While we're producing the Juice Plus powders, they have very high standards for the purity of their powders, what can go into their powders. They also have tight controls over their supply lines. They know which farms it comes from, and they have a good control over that. Also, when the products are produced, they have certain steps throughout the process for safety and purity. My favorite part of working with Juice Plus is knowing that people are benefiting from what we're doing. We put a lot of work into how we grow our ingredients and how we process them so that they're safe and high quality and nutritious. It's neat to see the results of that by seeing the customers that use them and seeing their lives improved from some of the healthy ingredients and produce that we process.
I started taking the capsules because I was not able to take vitamin supplements. I didn't believe in taking vitamin supplements. I just believed you had to eat right and take care of yourself. But when I saw this product, because of my biochemistry background, I understood right away that it was possible to put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I know that most people may not think that it's possible, but by now you've seen the video of why it is possible to actually put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Now, with the Juice Plus products, I want to tell you a little bit of the history of the company because I've been here almost from the very beginning of when Juice Plus capsules were created. And I love the fact that this company is committed to being their own best competition. They want to be ahead of themselves before anybody else. So they are always looking at the latest technology in food science to capture more of the Mother Nature's goodness into convenient ways for us to enjoy that nutrition every day on the go, such as the capsules and the shakes. So when you look at the capsules, you may have heard words like freeze-dried, because a long time ago it was freeze-dried, but it is no longer freeze-dried. So I want to explain the video in a little bit more detail so you appreciate what's going on. The company is very aware of the farms that they interact with. They want to work with farms that are using the minimal number of chemicals to make the products, as well as they want to make sure that these farmers are interested in sustainability. There's a big difference between big farms versus small farms. And I know in Israel, you can appreciate the importance. I've met some incredible farmers in Israel, actually, and I'm really amazed at how good the produce is. The food was so good when I traveled in Israel. You can taste the nutrition. Well, if you open up the capsule, the green bottle, the greens, the veggies, the fruits, the berries, when you first open the bottle, I tell my customers to go ahead and smell it. You can smell the nutrients, because the plant nutrients that are so good for our body, they have tastes, they have smells, they have colors. These are all indicators of the amount of nutrition in the products. So yes, there are many people making freeze-dried powders, but when you look at the color of our powders, they're richer than other products that are out there. And that color represents the density of the nutrition that is in the products. And you're supposed to get a rainbow diet. It's not about you getting too much vitamin C or too much vitamin E. It's about you getting the right amount. And I know dietitians and nutritionists are very concerned with exact amount of nutrients. I do want to explain something to you about quantitative nutrition versus qualitative nutrition. So let's start with the philosophy first, okay? The philosophy is that you want qualitative nutrition. When you eat broccoli, you don't worry about, is there any vitamin C in this product? How much vitamin C? What is the glycemic load of this, glycemic index, glycemic load of this broccoli that I'm eating? You don't worry about it. You just know that it's nutrients. In the video, what you saw is how, if we can put man on the moon and we're going to Mars, then we can certainly put fruits and vegetables in a capsule. Most people are not food scientists. Please understand, this is not technology you can do in your kitchen. This is highly sophisticated technology. So when you talk about isolated nutrients in, say, a multivitamin supplement, that is not going to be bioavailable. Your body will not recognize what is in the product. It's going to say that this looks a little foreign. It'll absorb, a little bit, but not a lot. Let's talk about vitamin C. If you go to the store, you will see vitamin C supplements with 500 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams, 2,000 milligrams. But an apple that Mother Nature makes will only have 5 or 10 milligrams. 5 or 10, not 500, not 1,000, not 2,000, 5 or 10 milligrams, because your body only can absorb 5 or 10 milligrams anyway. But when it's in the form of an apple, the body recognizes it and actually absorbs all those 5 or 10 milligrams of vitamin C that are in that apple. When you take a vitamin supplement, the reason they put so much in that vitamin supplement is because your body is only going to hopefully absorb 5 or 10 milligrams, maybe not even that much. Most of it is expensive urine. It will just go out of the body. It'll just flow right through you. Juice Plus, on the other hand, has 41 clinical studies and more along the way. And many of them are, we started with bioavailability studies to show the nutrients actually get into the body. And that's very, very important to understand because of the technology used. See, when you eat an orange also, it's not just about vitamin C in that orange, it's about the flavonoids, it's about tens of thousands of other nutrients that are in that orange, that are in that apple. So it's not just about isolating sulforaphane out of broccoli. It's about eating the whole broccoli. if you looked in the video carefully, you saw that the orange was frozen whole. When you freeze food whole, believe it or not, you get more nutrients in it than all the time it sits on a grocery shelf or in a truck or in your refrigerator. All that time, sometimes the nutrients are changing. Sometimes they're not as much as they were when you picked them fresh from the tree. And so the produce was picked at ripeness. When an apple is ripe, it has reached its maximum nutrition potential for our body. So it's picked ripe, it's frozen right away to lock in that nutrition until it goes to the plant where it's first crushed. I don't, if you remember the cranberries getting crushed, the whole cranberry, the whole orange is going to get crushed. How many of you eat the peel of the orange? The peel of the orange has more flavonoids than the orange itself. That's what's going into Juice Plus. Nutrients that you and I are not eating. When you eat a pineapple, you don't eat the core of the pineapple because it's too chewy. But the core of the pineapple has beautiful anti-inflammatory enzymes such as bromelain that will naturally help to reduce inflammation in the body. So this is what you get with Juice Plus, the parts of the fruits and vegetables that you're not eating, the variety that is almost impossible to eat every day. I travel a lot. When I'm home, I eat rather well. When I travel, I depend on my Juice Plus to keep my nutrition level high. I double up, triple up when I'm traveling. I take 2 or 3 shakes a day when I'm traveling because I don't want to eat garbage when I'm traveling. When on an airplane, you know, I cannot eat anything on an airplane typically. So that's why I depend on my Juice Plus, and I depend on it every day. Because if I just take my capsules and my Complete, I've already started the day with over 40 plants. And it's not about eating, 5 apples. It's about eating as many different kinds of fruits and vegetables as you can. They're not putting the whole orange into a capsule, by the way. They're putting a little bit of orange, a little bit of apple, because these are micronutrients. They help activate genes in the body that help your body regulate better. They help your immune system understand what is a foreign substance versus what is your own body. They help your immune system come to balance. And this has been proven. So not only are the nutrients bioavailable, we have the clinical study showing it's good for your skin, it's good for your heart, it's good for your lungs, it's good for your gut bacteria, it's good for everything. Even your skin improves when you take Juice Plus. You see more color in your skin. That color represents nutrients that are going into the blood. Speaking of circulation, the berry blend is a wonderful blend of wild berries, and most people cannot get that variety of berries, and it has cacao. Cacao is really wonderful in that it's very rich in flavonoids, and it helps with blood flow in and out of the heart to the brain and all the other organs and tissues in our body. So the berries are in fact, if you think of the berry blend, they actually help deliver. The synergy is beautiful because the berry blend will help you deliver the fruit and vegetable blend better into the body. And the fruit and vegetable blend have been shown to do so many things to reduce inflammation. So all 3 of them combined produce beautiful results in the body. So it's important to understand that if you take those capsules every single day, you're now training your body to expect that good nutrition. So now the body starts to operate at a more optimal level. It is not so worried about you eating not such great food or not getting the best nutrition. It becomes accustomed to that nutrition, and the body likes to plan ahead. The body likes a schedule. The body likes you to eat at the same time every day. So when it gets that standardized nutrition every single day, it starts to operate at a higher level next. So you become healthier and healthier and healthier over time with consistent usage of Juice Plus. And that's something I've noticed in 27 years. People cannot believe I can keep up with 20-year-olds. I have more energy than most people in their 20s, and I'm going to turn 57, and most people cannot believe my energy level and how much I accomplish every day, because my body knows that it's going to get its Juice Plus, and it's operating in a completely different way. It is not in survival mode. I'm thriving instead of surviving. And there's a big difference between how your body operates when it's thriving versus surviving. So please take your Juice Plus capsules every day. Be consistent, because the consistency will show you, it's not something you take for 1 day, 2 days and see, oh, is it working? It's the consistency over time that builds results. And then I have results from my entire lifetime on taking Juice Plus of 27 years. It was my prenatal. It is the best prenatal I can possibly imagine, recommending to people. It is something my children have never really had to go to a pediatrician, because they've had it in their body the whole time. Now they're adults and they don't get sick. They don't miss days of school. They can study hard. They're very good students because they don't get stressed out from nutritional deficiency. And that's important to understand in young people's lives. Most young people, you think you're invincible. You think you're going to live forever. So you don't worry about eating right. So if I know that my kids are taking their Juice Plus and they're complete, I know they're going to make some poor decisions just because they're young, but I don't worry about it. I have peace of mind as a parent knowing my kids have Juice Plus in their body. And if they forget in a few days, they understand the difference, because when you get used to that nutrition and you stop, you realize, oh my goodness, I better get back on my Juice Plus, because my body is not, I don't have the same natural energy. I felt when I first started Juice Plus, I was a scientist and I was young. I had terrible eating habits. I ate at all hours of the day. I drank coffee like it was water. And I was always thinking I need more coffee. And one of the things I noticed right away when I took Juice Plus is that I didn't need coffee anymore. I still drink coffee because I like it, but I only drink maybe a cup, and I now drink decaffeinated because I don't even need the caffeine. I just like the smell and the taste of it, honestly. It's more of a ritual for me. Sometimes I drink tea, but I don't need the coffee anymore. I felt like I was more of a light switch. When I was awake, I was awake. When it was time to sleep, it was time to sleep. And that difference made a big difference to me when I was a young researcher. And then when we started using the Complete, that also changed my life, because I could rely on a good meal replacement or a good snack replacement that I could have anytime I wanted something easy and I didn't have time. Now, when we got the newer formulation, it made such a difference because it tastes so good. It tastes so good that it's easier for me to share it with other people. I can now make a shake for people because I'm not a fan of shakes. I've tried other shakes on the market. The texture is usually a little bit weird. The flavors are terrible. The best thing I have to say, I'm a little bit biased on this. The best thing about our Complete shake is that it tastes good, because if it doesn't taste good, it doesn't matter how much nutrition is in it. You cannot get your kids to eat it. My kids have grown up with this Complete shake. It was the first thing I taught them how to make in the kitchen. So if I was working and they were hungry and I didn't have time to make them a snack or a quick meal, they could always make a shake. That's the first thing I taught my children, is how to make a shake. Sometimes I have 2 a day. Sometimes I have 3 a day when I'm in a rush, because you can have it. I like to do it before I work out. I like to do it after I work out. Before the workout, it gives me lots of energy. After the workout, it helps bring back that energy level, helps to build lean body mass, and helps to restore your glycogen levels so your brain can work. It's absolutely brain food. One of the things I like about the Complete is, I believe, now this is my theory, I believe that it helps us make serotonin, because serotonin we make 90 to 95% of serotonin in our intestines, in our gut, okay? And serotonin is, of course, the neurotransmitter that makes you feel happy. It's a better happiness. It also helps with our bowel movements. So bowel movements are very important for your health. Gut health is your health starts in your intestines, where there's more microbiota, more bacteria that live in your gut than all the cells in your body. Most of the cells in your body are not human cells, they're bacteria cells. So we have 10 times more bacteria cells in our body than actually human cells. So we're not really, in my mind, human beings, as we are super hosts. We host a whole plethora of bacteria, and you can feed good bacteria or bad bacteria. Dysbiosis is a word that means that you're feeding the wrong bacteria with a bad diet of too much meat, cheese, processed foods, things like this will feed parasites in your body. It will disrupt your bacteria. But if you eat more fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, things like that, you will feed the good bacteria. Especially fruits and vegetables will feed the best bacteria to give you good health. And they also will make serotonin for you. They also make other nutrients that we need. And I believe the good feeling that I get from making a shake is because it's making serotonin. Also, it helps with bowel movements. Serotonin also regulates bowel movements. So these are the two reasons I believe that we are making more serotonin in our gut from taking the Juice Plus Complete. And this is where, again, to my nutritionists, I love that you are trying to help people. It's very good that you're trying to help be very precise, but you have to think a little bit differently if you want to go to the next level. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you focus too much on quantitative nutrition with Juice Plus, you'll miss the point. If you're giving somebody who is deficient in, let's say, vitamin A, of course you want to be very precise about how much vitamin A you give them, because you don't want to give them too much vitamin A because you can get poisoning from too much vitamin A. So if you're giving people isolated nutrients, you have to worry about the numbers. With Juice Plus, you don't have to worry about the numbers because it's literally food in a capsule. It's food in a shake. And so what's important here is that it's giving you the as much whole food nutrition as possible. And that makes it more bioavailable to the body. And even if it's got a little bit of isolated nutrients in it, it's got a small amount that's going to be bioavailable. So one example is that we don't have vitamin A in Juice Plus. We have beta carotene. In fact, we have a mixed carotenoids. It's not just beta carotenes, because there's hundreds of different kinds of carotenes. You get all the carotenes when you take Juice Plus, as well as in the Complete. You're getting whole food nutrition. So again, it's qualitative nutrition, not quantitative. Take it for yourself and see if it doesn't make you feel just a little bit happy. See if you're not thinking a little bit more clearly, because now you're filling your glycogen stores. You have to have a little bit of carbohydrate, folks. If broccoli came with a label, you would see sugar as the #1 ingredient. Sugar as a carbohydrate is very important for your body, but what kind of sugar? We're not talking about table sugar. We're not talking about simple sugars. But in fruits and vegetables, and in Juice Plus, and in Juice Plus Complete, you don't get simple sugars like that. You get polysaccharides, you get oligosaccharides. Polysaccharides are many, many sugars together, so it takes a long time to break them down into simple sugars. Oligosaccharides are even more complex matrices of sugars. So for instance, breast milk has human oligosaccharides to help establish good bacteria in the baby's gut. This is very, very important. So when we take our Complete, we are feeding that need for good oligosaccharides, fructooligosaccharides, that does not go away when we are adults. We also need fiber as we grow older. We need more and more fiber. And the fiber and these resistant starches is another name for these oligosaccharides, because we can't break them down. We don't have the enzymes, but our bacteria have the enzymes to break this down. And that's what the Complete has. It's good food for your good bacteria. So now you can establish better microbiome in your gut from using the Juice Plus capsules and the Juice Plus Complete. We have research showing that in the berry blend has a lot of polyphenols. Polyphenols are the #1 anti-aging nutrient in the body. It slows down everything from, dementia in your head to heart disease to keeping your immune system strong to better skin. It is the anti-aging family of nutrients, are polyphenols. There's many of them. We have incredible research showing that when we take our capsules, the bacteria in our body, we not only see polyphenols go up in the blood from taking the capsules, but then later something very interesting happens 3 or 4 hours later, is that the bacteria start to make different polyphenols from the polyphenols from our blends, especially the berry blend. So this is fantastic, showing us that we are really establishing good bacteria in the gut. When you establish good bacteria in the gut, then you calm down your immune system. And if you calm down your immune system, you're able to really fight infections faster. You don't have to worry about viruses and other bacterial infections as much, because now your immune system is available to fight for you. We have 41 clinical studies done by universities that have data sovereignty. Once the company gives the product, and even if some of the research was done independently, much of it was done through grants, because this is a company, and I love this company for this. They support plant-based nutrition studies. They have spent $15 million to back up the quality of their products. But once they give the money to the university, they do not control what the scientists find. They cannot control what the scientists publish, what the scientists say. They can't control that. So that means that they have to have a lot of confidence in their products to be able to put their money where their mouth is. So a lot of people think, oh, Juice Plus is doing its own research. No, these are universities. These are independent universities. You cannot, I know as a scientist that if somebody gave me a grant and then told me, make sure the research is good, I would never do the research. That would be insulting to me as a scientist, that you told me that I'd have to create research that showed something. And of course, there could be history of this in different industries, but not with the Juice Plus company. The Juice Plus company cannot control what these independent universities are finding and studying. And I find that research so fascinating. And I, as a scientist, really believe in this company because they are helping other scientists that truly want to understand the power of plant-based nutrition. And here's another thing you're supporting when you're taking Juice Plus. You're supporting not only your health, your family's health, but you're supporting true science that's being done, because now that we have, one of the things I found fascinating with capsules is that we could do research and do placebo-controlled research, because before Juice Plus came along, plant-based research could not compete with pharmaceutical companies because there's no placebo for a carrot. How would you do a placebo carrot study? Like eat carrots versus a pretend carrot. What would that look like? So we couldn't have those kinds of clinical studies that showed direct effect of plant-based nutrition, direct effect. We could show epidemiological studies. Epidemiological studies are showing population studies. So you have to study lots and lots of people for a long period of time to show a trend that, yes, those people that are eating more fruits and vegetables, the trend is they seem to have better health. But you couldn't show direct cause and effect. So epidemiological studies, you have to do a lot of studies for a long period of time. They involve tens of thousands of people. They're done over decades of time because you're just trying to get statistically significant results. But with direct clinical studies, if the product is really good, you can do a 12-week study, you can do an 8-week study, you can do it with smaller populations, you can study 10 people because the statistical significance is higher. Done a lot of data analysis in my time. So one of the things that impressed me with the Juice Plus capsules is that they got statistical significance with such small numbers of people because the product is that good and it's a direct result because you're not getting the result with placebo studies. So now we're able to compete with the clinical studies model showing plant-based nutrition is so much better for you than taking drugs and not living a good lifestyle. So I am a big believer in this product, and I'm starting to lose my voice. I've spoken for so long. So I hope I've given you enough information and confidence in why our products are so good for you. Just try them for 4 months and you will see. The shakes are delicious. The capsules are easy. It's so much easier to take care of your health than to take care of bad health. People say, oh, that's a lot taking shakes and capsules. You know what's a lot? Surgery is a lot. Getting old before your time is a lot. That's what's a lot. That's what's hard. What's easy for me is I have a drug-free lifestyle. I can travel all over the world. I don't have to worry so much about my immune system and getting sick because I eat the right foods. And Juice Plus has been a catalyst for me to make good lifestyle changes. I eat better today because I started Juice Plus 27 years ago. It doesn't have to be overnight. Just make one simple change. Start with the Juice Plus products, and then you will see that over time, you are making better choices for you and your family. Thank you so much for listening to my long explanation of how wonderful these products are for you.